This video should help you when you're comparing fractions. So to start with, I'm going to use some pictures to compare. I'm having 2/5 and 2/3. So you notice right away I have two rectangular boxes that are the same size. If they're not the same size, everything's going to be messed up. So in this first box, I want to shade in 2/5. So I'm cutting so I get about 5 equal pieces. And down here I'm cutting into thirds. And in each one, I'm going to shade in 2 of the pieces. And right now it's already possible to tell that 2/5 up here is a lot less than 2/3. Let's try another one like that. Remember, I start with 2 rectangles that are the same. Oh, check this out. They're both in eighths. So that should make it easy for me to do. Notice I'm cutting in half, and then I'm cutting my halves in half. And I'm going to do that one more time. So then I went from 4 equal pieces to 8 equal pieces, approximately. And on the top I got 5/8 shaded in, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and on the bottom I got 2/8 shaded in. Absolutely makes sense. If the denominators are the same, whichever numerator is bigger has the bigger fraction. Alright, 3/7 and 2/3. Sevenths are not the easiest to get. That's not too bad. Remember, these pieces have to be equal, 7 equal pieces for this to really be sevenths. So if I shade in 1, 2, 3 of those, 3/7, and I shade in 2/3, obviously 2/3 is a lot more. Notice it did not matter that the denominator 7 was bigger than 3, or the numerator 3 was bigger than 2. Actually, most people could have went, hey, this one is bigger than a half, and this one is less than a half, because that's another way that people can compare fractions. Alright, we got ninths and tenths. Looks like ninths. Tenths means I gotta cut each of these into 5. So I'm shading in 7 on the top. And I'm shading in 8 on the bottom. And it looks really, really close. It looks like 8/10 is just a little bit larger. Just to be sure, though, I would want to go to cross multiply butterfly. I mean, pictures are nice, but I'm not the greatest at cutting them. So here's how cross multiply butterfly works. Over here I have 7/9. Over here I have 8/10. So when we have a butterfly, the first thing we have is the caterpillar part. So he's right here. This is my caterpillar part. I'm going to take 9 times 10, and that's going to give me my new denominator for both sides. Because when the denominators are the same, then I can compare fractions. Okay, this caterpillar, you know, is going to change into the cocoon, into the chrysalis, into the pupa stage, and then it's going to eventually grow wings. So here's my first wing. I have 7 times 10 right there, because remember this is cross multiply. 7 times 10 is 70. So 7/9 is the same as 70 times 90. I mean 70 over 90. I mean, obviously, look, this is 9 times 10 and 7 times 10. Over here I'm going to get my second wing, and I have 9 times 8, which is 72. 72 over 90 is just a little bit bigger, so 8/10 is just a little larger. I know some people may not have seen cross multiply butterfly before, so let's try a couple more. We got 3/4 and 2/3. So remember, first thing I'm going to do is get my new denominator. 4 times 3 gets me to a 12. So I know both denominators are going to be 12ths. Get this front wing. 3 times 3 equals 9. And get this other wing. 4 times 2 equals 8. 9/12 is larger than 8/12, so 3/4 is larger than 2/3. Try one more. We got 3/5 and 6/10. get my new denominator. 5 times 10 is 50. On this side I got 3 times 10, which is 30. And 6 times 5, which is also 30. Oh, 30 50ths and 30 50ths, so they're equal. The one thing I will say with cross multiply, make sure you start with this wing, the top left, because that number is going to be right beside there. Like numerators, go to numerators on both sides.